Hello and welcome to Frostpunk 2. For those who have followed my channel so far, I played Frostpunk 2 when it was a kind of preview build before release. And afterwards, after release, I played the story, but I didn't record that. I just wanted to play for fun and check out the game. It was quite enjoyable, but afterwards I didn't really pick it up because I had other projects like the Terra Invicta campaign and other things which were ongoing in the modding of Meio in Texas and everything else I've been doing since then. So now we want to check out the Utopia builder. I already played some, I would say like 3 hours or something in the Utopia builder and checked out the pit here. It's a new patch which has recently come out with this new map and also a reworked heat system. And we are going to play with that. So I checked it out a bit to get the new UI and get the changes to not fail spectacularly. And also there have been added the tails. I'm not sure if that was in the last patch or some patch before, but I'm going to use the tails here as well. Now we are going to pick the officer difficulty. I'm not going to do Serenity or Survivor mode here, so not more abundant resources or something. And for the ambition that we want to achieve here in the Utopia, we have the repopulate the Frostland, we have develop a metropolis, build a prosperous future, or no ambition at all. We could... either repopulate the Frostland or develop a metropolis. I would say let's build a metropolis here. And we are going to go random with the community, so we don't know what will happen in our political factions. For those who never played Frostpunk 2 so far, it's you pick up a city, which more or less coming out of Frostpunk 1. It's not the new London here in the Utopia builder. And you continue the story some years in the future. And you have to expand your city and reclaim the Frostland to a certain degree. And you have these kind of political factions which are remnants of the old world and the Frostpunk 1, more or less. In the story mode, you can get political factions based on what you had in Frostpunk 1. If you went Order or Faith, depending, you, for example, get the Faith Keepers as one of the factions. Now, also, we have to pick a tail. And I do want to do, like Frostpunk 1, I want to do an apocalyptic whiteout. So we have to endure and survive. Over half the city must survive the whiteout. That's our goal. We could also play depleted cores, so we have to rebuild a core production, and we don't have any at the start. I think we also start only with one at the beginning, but we can get more from the Frostlands relatively quickly. And Beacon of Hope here is that you have to survive through refugee crises and a lot of people that want to go into your city. And with that, we are going to start. And the map is rock formations that once impeded the advance of the generator's construction will now make city planning difficult. But a plethora of resources in a nearby mining complex... Okay, we can't finish reading that apparently. Okay, let's begin. And a different beginning. Develop a metropolis. In a forgotten corner of the Frostland, 3 separate peoples found an unclaimed generator and made it their common home. The laborers, factory workers, and manual laborers who learned you must toil together to survive. The merchants, traders and shopkeepers, skilled in enterprise and bold ventures. And the foragers, natural survivalists adapted to the harsh Frostland conditions. Together they choose to lead their city. Together they choose you to lead their city. Their dream to develop a sprawling metropolis in this place, a safe haven for all humanity. Okay, so we do have the metropolis here, and the apocalyptic whiteout that we chose. And here we see our people are planning a new city. Now that's the mining pit. And here's our city. Before we can fulfill our ambition, we need to end this tale. Apocalyptic Whiteout. Gather stockpiles of resources and improve your city's ability to raise temperature levels. The Apocalyptic Whiteout has a potential to damage any district, damage many districts and cause many deaths. Ah, great. Yeah, so let's look around. That's our small mountain range here in which we are protected from the snow and cold. And we do have our small city here with our generator in there. And that's the core part with which we start here. And here is the so-called pit, which is an old mining facility. And there is oil down here. And there's also abandoned ruins from an expedition or construction before the Whiteout years. And then we have like trees over here. And we can also switch into the district mode here, and then we see where we have resources. There are forests here, which we can mine for materials. We have fertile soil here, which we can use for plants. We can repurpose these abandoned ruins for construction materials, and most importantly, we do have the way station over here, which leads out into the Frostlands. And then we do have coal here, we have coal here, we have more forest here. And we do have a geothermal vent here. No, spring, not vent. And we do have an unlimited frozen forest here. In the depth of it, so we have to dig deep, which is a technological requirement. And we do have 2 unlimited food supplies. And a limited oil deposit. It's only 5 million. I'm not sure how long that will last. I have no idea how the new heat system works and how the numbers are relating to each other. Yes, and now we have to start city planning here. We need to solve first hand a shelter and a food deficit here. So our city has grown too large. Frostpunk 1 more or less plays out in this inner circle here. And we have to embrace all the new things that have come with it. So for housing or the shelter, we have to build housing, we have to make food in these food tiles, we have to produce materials to upkeep our new district that we are building, so they have a material demand, and so forth. So nice. Now we do have our city center here, which will provide us a certain neighboring bonus here. What else do we have here? We have hubs, for example, the heating hub. We have a research institute and a council hall. Actually, we can already plant down the council hall. We are going to go immediately into this. And is there something, what I don't know, is in the new system? Buildings. Allocated heat. Is there something like a neighboring bonus for districts? Is it still there? Okay, we have to... Maybe it will get unraveled. Okay, we have to break stuff from the ice. The only stuff we have currently access to is this grayish area here. But we need materials, we need the prefabs here. This is our construction materials. We don't have an income of those. So we need to definitely dig up these deposits here. 3, 5. That should be enough. And then we do the same here. So we can build the district here. And then we make another one for these prefabs here. Could be fine as well. We don't need to waste money and anything here. We're going to do the same over here. Ooh. Building here increases material demand. Yeah, so let's not do this. Instead, we are going to dig forward in this direction here. Rotate the map a bit. And go over here. Okay, we have to wait until this one is done to get the other branches digged out. And we could get materials here as well. But I think it makes more sense to immediately use the materials here that we got here. Yeah, I think that's a good idea. The question is if we maybe want to use... No, we can make these two next to each other and then have a kind of adjacency effect. If there is any. I don't know. It doesn't say here anymore. So maybe they are gone and maybe it's only done by the hubs here. Which increase, for example, heat in the area. Reduce workforce requirements. And... yeah. Okay. Now, housing. We can also dig up stuff here. To get more adjacency effects unlocked. So that we can use more of the bluish heat bonuses here. We get 1/4 of a temperature level. So we need to get 1 temperature level to go up 10 degrees in a housing district. We see here that these under ice would also give us heating bonus. So we definitely want to... yeah, so 4 we need here. And then the question is if we want to make a hub somewhere, like here later on. If we want to make a hub here, we would need to expand forward here. And then we would do the same with the other one here. Remember, we put down a hub here, so we go in this direction, and we can place 2 hubs here for whatever we maybe want some. Like, they could give different bonuses later on. And the next housing, we would wait until we have finished stuff here. And the big question is, do we want to place another hub over here later? So we could expand this housing district in this direction, and then... something like this here. Yeah, that would be possible. By the way, I'm going to be a min-maxing guy here in this campaign. Oh, in this game. Yeah, we are at minus 20 degrees. And as we already noticed here, we are running out of money very quickly. So for which we have to go to our political factions here and talk to them to get stuff. But we are going to wait until the council hall is finished because we can promise them laws and other changes to get their opinions up. And that's exactly what we need to do. Also, we have population growth over here. So we have 8,000 people currently, and it's growing by 2%, which could be, for example, like migrants coming into the city. When this bar is full, we get more people. We can improve that by buildings, we can improve that from events and so on. So whatever might lead to more population. We can also find people in the Frostland when we start exploring. But to be exploring the Frostlands, we have to develop what's called the way station here. So we have to dig in this direction anyway. But first of all, now the digging has finished and we are going to dig up the coal here. And now we already have to think about how we want to place our districts here in the coal department. So we definitely need these two. So we could make our district 1, 2, 3 for, or we do it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 like this. And we need this one as well for the other one. And then we put down, we need to, ooh. We can expand in this one later. We don't need to do this right now. We could expand the materials district. Oh, wait a second. Then we have this gap here. That's a bad idea. Okay, now it gets complicated right away. Okay, maybe we just dig more stuff up. It's not that expensive. It's like 4 heat stamp per tile that we dig. So let's just break up some area here for our districts to be made. We definitely want this one here. And then we have to place something like a hub over here in the corner. So we want to place the other district around it as well. But we want to have two districts here. We want to have a heating district, a heating hub, and we want to have... no, wait a second. That's going to get complicated. Okay, we are going to dig... We're going to dig this for the moment, and then we can see how we can fit districts. We don't need to do the materials district right away. We do have a little bit of stockpile here. 40k, and it's not using anything right now. And now we can also make the next housing district here, and we are almost out of money already. But that's something we can solve in a second. So we definitely need these 4 tiles here. Maybe we shouldn't have digged these ones, that was a waste. Assuming that we are expanding the housing district in these 2 tiles, we could leave these 2 tiles available for hubs later on, which means we would do this. And then we have 2 tiles available here to do whatever we want in there later on. Might not be perfect because it's relatively close to the city, but it's definitely better than nothing. And we have a Whiteout coming in 463 weeks. And now we are broke, almost broke. We need to get food going. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here. There we go. And we also need the prefab scoring, which is this one here. Away from the housing and everything, because that is a negative impact. There we go. And now we are out of money. But we do have a council hall. And in the council hall, we can make decisions about the laws of our city that guide us and will cause problems along the way. To spoiler this so far. So we could propose a law here. We do have 3 political factions. The laborers want supported quarantine, for example, as a law. They are leaning towards community. Let's call it like this. The merchants want infectious badge. We can check out what that is in detail in a second. And the foragers want expedition support as a law. They want to go outside, out of the city, and explore the Frostlands and reclaim the world, more or less. And we want to build a metropolis there. Okay, now this one is ongoing. We do have 2 housing districts ongoing, so that would get us 40. So we have 60 here. Wait a second, we just saw... we don't have the money now. Okay, so we have to do one thing first. We have to get money now. We could talk to the merchants, for example, and raise funds from them. And we could, in return, we could grant them an agenda. And now we see what they exactly wanted again. So they want infectious badge. So most likely they would propose to do infectious badge here. So let's check out what it is. This is something we have to pass here. Common rules eventually. That's why it's highlighted. And contagious prevention. They want infectious badge, which would slightly increase unrest. If tension boils over, the city may fall. But disease is decreased. Supported quarantine feels very bad because it increases shelter demand. So what we could do is grant them the agenda and pull some money out of them. So we are going to raise funds from them and instead grant an agenda. And they will probably, infectious badge placed on council agenda by merchants. So we have to vote on this. We have 45 in favor, 22 against. 33 are hesitant. We need to get to 51, so a simple majority here. I would say we risk it. And with 45, 50, yeah, easy. 68 is nice. The proposed law has been approved. And now we do have 10 weeks until the next law could be made. And the next thing we want to unlock is science or research to continue on that front. Okay, now let's go back. We have food here, we have prefabs here, we have a housing district here, and we could make another. We only have 3 tiles here, so we can dig up this tile, then we have 4, and we could dig up same question here again. So we could extend this in this direction. Let's make like this here, so we have freedom of choice in how we want to build. And then we can make the 4th housing district over here. We could also go into this area here, because this would also provide temperature. But we could also build industry complexes down here and an extraction district later on the geothermal energy here when we have unlocked it and how to use it. Right now we don't know how to use it for energy and steam or for cold and heat here. But we could use the surplus heat from geothermals for housing and so on, for industry. Okay, now this is ongoing. And this is ongoing, this is ongoing, this is ongoing. Okay. Now, we could think about also pulling something from the laborers in regards to money. And we could consider what they would like as a law afterwards. So the laborers would go support a quarantine. So exactly the opposite of what we just passed. And the merchants as the next one would like productive outsiders. Allow productive outsiders is something I'm also leaning towards. Let's see what it does. So it's this outsider law here. We could accept all outsiders, or we could only accept productive outsiders. The good thing about this one is that the percentage of active workers would increase and heat income would increase. The money income would increase. But it's not important that we do this. There are other things like the community service here. We could, for example, do the heat pipe watch here for 1 temperature level in housing. We could also do something like city development effort to get some prefabs from here. But we could also go into paid essentials, and that's something I really like because it increases efficiency, and we do have resource problems at the start because we have a negative of everything, and we are going to run out of workers soon as well. So our workforce is going to be running out shortly. Okay, now the houses are finishing up. And this one is finishing up soon. When the houses are done, we can make a research institute in one of these housing districts. There we go. And we are going to build that right away. And it will allow us to actually do research here. Communities and districts. Okay, apparently that's also new. I didn't know that. So they are moving in here. Or maybe I didn't notice that. So we can see here that the laborers have moved into this district and the merchants have moved into this district. So if we want to support them, we could heat them better than the others, for example. Could we get rid of a faction by freezing their district? Probably, right? At least we could weaken it. evil thoughts are rising up here. This one finished, yes. We need to get started here. So, extraction. So these two are must-have. Also... Why did we dig this one? So like this. Or we do this, and then we can place something down here. Yeah, how about we do it like this? That will provide us coal. And now we could do another extraction district here. Assuming we put some kind of hub here and here. Let's see. If we were to put a heating hub here, it would give us 1.5. And here 1/4. Here would provide us with 1.5 as well. I don't know. And if we were to 1, 2, 3, 4. We could expand our districts here. If need be. Okay, maybe we are building this one differently. Wait a second, is that... Oh, we stopped the construction here, good. Okay, so let's do this again. If we are not going into this corner, and instead we are going in this corner here. And then we expand in this direction here. And now do the same with the materials here. Ah, yeah, a plan is forming. Then we could put 2 hubs in here to support this. And the hub we could consider would be something like the materials hub here, reducing workforce in extraction and... Oh no, industrial? Oh no, this is extraction districts, okay. This is only extraction districts. I think we would be interested in more stockpile for coal, so maybe we would do this here. But we have run out of money again. Great. However, instead of promising the laborers a law, we could promise them a technology later on. However, we could... Let's see what the foragers want. So the foragers... Ah, no, where was it? Here. They want expedition support in community service. Wrong button. Community service. Where is that? Here. Ah. I have to say that I really like Heat Pipe Watch. And not the expedition support. Because +1 heating and housing is a lot of temperature and a lot of saved coal. Yeah. I'm sorry, foragers, you're not getting your law. Sorry. You're not going to get this. Instead, you get a technology pick or something. Okay, so we're waiting for the... Oh, that's also done here. Ah, we don't have money and we don't have prefabs. Ugh. We have nothing right now. The prefab income is now only going to kick in now. And we have the Research Institute. So, we now have the idea tree here. And the idea tree is relatively simple. So, we need new ideas to move forward. However, different communities may propose diverging answers to the same issue. They will only pursue solutions that align with their worldview. Choosing a community to develop idea will improve your relations with that community. So, we do have different branches of technology here. Like heating, resources, Frostland, city, society, and hubs. And of course we can only start with the immediate ones. And new technologies needs to be approved by or proposed by the factions, the political factions in our realm, in our city. And we of course want a coal mine first now. What is that? Ooh, that's a nice technology. We should get this one eventually. Also, the housing installation permanently increases temperature by 1 level is also really nice. Is that only for housing districts? Yeah, it's only housing districts. Heat dispatcher is a building within a district, also nice. And here we could upgrade into... Ooh, adaptive pumps. Versatile pumps allow the generator to intake oil and steam in addition to coal. Ooh. That's an interesting thing. Last time I played, I started with a different generator upgrade first. And we could do this one to get the steam unlocked really early. However, we should get into a coal mine first. So we either go for the dust coal mine or the shaft coal mine here to increase our income. And now we can go to the laborers here and we can make a promise to them. Oh. They want heat pipe watch. Huh. Yeah, we don't want paid essentials. We don't want subsidized housing block. We want heat pipe watch with them. Yes, we are going to give you this. And you're going to give me money. Here we go. So we could check also out the foragers here. Maybe they want a technology. Research efficient circuits. That's something we are definitely going to do, but this is also a law we are going to do. No, that's nothing we are going to do. Yeah, efficient circuits is something really nice. But do we want to... Do we want to research that this early? I don't think so. So we are not going to promise anything here right now. Now we could talk to the merchants here. They want dense housing blocks. We don't do this. Efficiency bonuses. That's something we are going to do. But also, and paid essentials. We are not going to do either of them right now because first of all we have to solve our coal problem, our housing problem, our food problem, and our materials problem. So we have our food district here now operational. However, it's only producing 50. So we do need to research something. And I'm going to now pick the... I think we are going merchants here. We're going to take the shaft coal mine here because I don't want to buy into disease this early. Ooh, wait a second. It's disease and only 20 materials income, but more output. Ha! Ha 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 ha. That's a really nice one. But we would need to have something against disease. But didn't we do a law which reduces the disease already? Infectious badge. So disease is decreased, tension is slightly increased. So diminishing. I would say let's risk it. 60 materials. That's really a lot of stuff. And plus 20 only. Man, that's a lot of time. 12 weeks. We get 30 more coal, but we... Whew. Hard choice. But no negative disease. Let's do this one. The dust coal mine. Here we go. Let's risk it. Okay, our research center is now operational here. Yep. It's this one here, this fancy looking building here. That's our research center now. And we have to see what else we can do now. We do have some options here in the city center. We could, for example, do an emergency council session, but everybody will hate this. And we could put our generator in overdrive here. Okay, we have the prefabs coming in. We have our food production. We still need one more district for housing. So we are going to wait until we have this. We can speed up a bit here. Come on, there we go. 200, here we go. And then we build this like... Assuming we put stuff here, so let's build the city like this here. Nicely into the snow. So that will solve our housing problem, shelter problem.
Remember to make sure your contagion badge is visible at all times.
We do have food, which we can't fix right now. We don't have materials that we can fix now. So what we need to... Oh, law's already available. I missed that. So, yeah, we lost some days here. Okay, next thing to do. We promised heat pipe watch. But we don't need to do this right now, right? Yeah, we have 34 weeks left to do this. Instead, we could do now... paid essentials maybe now? More money, more efficiency? That wouldn't be bad, right? And the merchants wanted that, right? Paid essentials, yes. Okay, let's do this. So now we do... Here, paid essentials. We have 45 in favor of it. We can risk it. We only need 6 people of 33. So chances of getting that is relatively high. Yep. We don't need to do any promises or bribery to get our laws through. And we got more trust now. Okay, and we didn't take money from these guys yet, right? No, we didn't. And we should wait on this for the moment. And we got 2 funds from these 2.
Steward.
Yeah, we were going to do efficient circuits for them. But we need to do the coal mine first, afterwards food, and then materials as a research. And then we can do whatever we want. But meanwhile, we are going to dig towards the way station here. So we are going to expand into this direction here. Come on. So we have to dig through to this station there. Okay. The housing is finishing up. All our housings are livable currently, so that's okay. Next one will be heat pipe watch though, because there will be a colder season coming soon. Is there anything else we need to do? We only need to build the coal mine when it's done and then research the next stuff. And meanwhile, we dig forward here to the railway station here, or way station, whatever it's called. Okay, how do we want to build the way station? Like this. Okay, awesome, it's done. We don't need to fix our goods deficit. Not urgently though. Disease is diminishing. Hunger is absent. Squalor is absent. Crime is absent. Or stable. Absent and stable. There we go. Dust mine, coal mine proposed by foragers. They increased in relation to us now. And we can pick a new research. And the question is now, can we maybe promise someone heat auctions? No. We are not going to do research efficiency bonuses here right now. We can't make a promise with them currently because I already have one. Build a dust coal mine. Of course we are going to do this. But we didn't get any kind of research wishes, so we need to do resources now. And next would be food. So we need to do hothouses here. And do the foragers only have stuff with diseases? Ugh. This one takes a temperature level, so we need to... So we would need to make a hospital relatively quickly to counter the disease impact from the bio-waste hothouse here. But I don't want to do this, so let's use the merchant tech here. We have to waste a bit more fuel on the temperature level here, but that's fine in my eyes right now. Okay, and so this is ongoing. We can now make the dust coal mine. That's going to solve our coal problem forever. And now the big question is, what next? Because ideally I would like to do a logistics district. We do have the manpower for this. But we are running out of money again. So the other alternative would be to now make a factory industrial district here. Which we could as well put in here. If we want to. And that would be an industrial district. So is there a hub we can use to neighboring extraction and industrial event?
Steward.
Emergency council session. Steward, you have been generously handing out promises to numerous groups. It's imperative you see those promises fulfilled. In time, you risk people losing trust in your word. Consider calling an emergency council session to try and push some matters through the council. Yeah, we don't need to do this, because right now we are totally safe. Okay, we could put an industrial district here and produce some goods to get more money, because we do have minus 3.6 from missing goods. However, I don't think that's worth it right now, because we have other problems to fix. And we can still... Wait a second, we are promising them the... Yes, exactly.
Steward.
So we can raise funds from them. Just to get more money. Okay, next is going to be the hothouse, which is going to solve our food problems for the meantime. And we have to go and do heat pipe watch next as a law. We maybe need to promise something to pass that. And so we are theoretically able to save up for the logistics district and go out into... What? How did we stop that announcement? So, we are going to do the law here now and propose what they want, which is the heat pipe watch. Ah no, they're 43 in favor. Do we want to negotiate on this one to make it... We can at least see. So the merchants are mostly... Oh, they're mostly for the laborers. Yeah, then in this case we don't need to promise anything. If the other faction is mostly for it, but we can't promise them anything because they have an open promise. Yeah, easy.
Hear ye,
Easy.
the proposed law.
Awesome. Okay. So, next step here. We need 200 prefabs.
Attention, citizens. A new law is in effect.
A new law is in effect. And now we have a massive coal surplus here. And we can make our logistics district. Wait a second. We have 6 weeks until this one is done. So we get 16 per week. So we do have almost 100 when this research is done. And we need... We're going to need only 40. So that's totally fine. So we are in no problem. Let's do it like this. Wait until it's done, and then we can go out into the Frostland. Now the heat pipe watch.
Steward.
Badge of shame. Infectious badge. Steward. With the disease currently under control, more and more citizens resent being forced to wear unwarranted infectious badges. I've got the clap, but it ain't spreading that to no one just by breathing, complained one. But with this blasted thing pinned on, everyone runs at sight of me like a goddamn leper. A mixed coalition of delegates agrees with the complaints and has drafted a new law which would deregulate the issue of contagion altogether. And the no contagion prevention law is now available in the council. So they have made a new law, which is the no contagion prevention. Yeah, no, we are not going to do this. We want our city free of diseases. I already see the negative event if we have no contagion prevention. That something is spreading through the city like crazy because we are lazy or something. Okay, what do we need to do now? So the food district is coming up. Or not the food district, but the food building is coming up. Then we need the materials building to save also our materials deficit. The way station is coming up.
The price of
So we
food
could
has been reduced this
Could-
week only.
we could consider going into another. Whoa. Then we don't have workforce left. So what we instead could consider is building a hub here. So this one would save us 25% in each of these districts here. And the heating hub would save us... Why does it not tell me how much we get? So we really have to count it. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 3, 6, 9. So 9 quarters of a level. That's about 2 levels of heat. And it takes 60 heat, so that's not a gain in the end. Okay, we don't do this right now. But we could do the material stockpile. Because that would reduce in neighboring... Oh! It progressed in the background, I didn't notice. Okay, we do now have access to the Frostlands over here. Yes! So, that's our pretty snowy map here. And we do have a highlight here. So... Possible settlement. Shanties and furnaces still remain from when a community of 100 supported these interconnected shafts along the deep coal vein. An outpost here could increase our supply by 400 coal until its deposit of 200,000 coal is depleted. Build a trail or skyway. Oh, where did I go? So that's immediately at the border of our territory here. We could... So we could go here and explore the valley. We could find oil, coal, and materials here. We could go into the plains to find cores. Ooh, very important. This one is very dangerous currently. And this one is also very deadly. Oh, very deadly even. So, vast expanse of relatively low elevation, characterized by flat or gently rolling terrain with occasional plateaus and basins. Poses a natural challenge for exploration. This one is quite lowlands nestled between hills and mountains, offering some respite to travelers amidst the rugged terrain. Present little challenge for exploration. Okay, we could also get this connected here, for which we would need to... Oh no. Okay, we have a problem here. We can't connect this to the city because our race station is on the other side of the... So we made this on the southwest exit. We should have done this on the northeast for this one. So we can't connect this coal hub here right now because we don't have the entry point for this. And we can't build over the mountains surrounding our thing. So instead we are going to... This is 10. This is also 10. And we have 5 left. Let's go here first. We don't need the cores urgently. But... wait a second. There was a tooltip for the Valley Expedition. Commander Fidelia. Fidelia Valdeley, 30 years old. These scouts are traveling towards uncharted territory to update our maps and search for useful sites under the shifting snow. Estimate time of arrival in 6 days already. So what we would need to do here is get another race station operational. Wait a second, this one is here? And this one is over here. But if I zoom out... So that would be here. Oh no, we can't connect that coal mine. Yeah, probably we have to unlock the Broken Mountains to get this into the city. So it's not worth doing right now. So we don't need to dig over here. That's not worth it right now. And also, this exploration here is also not really helpful because our only connection is to the south exit. Ugh. Game is mocking me with inefficiency here. Or failings. Okay. We are going to continue here though. And next is the drum hothouse. Ooh, we also have the temperature decrease soon. However, our housing districts are on warm currently. So no problem there. What we could consider... So... Okay, first of all, we are going to build the drum hothouse here now. That will solve our food problem. That was the one which reduced heat, right? Yeah, so we need more coal to fuel that one. And also we need more coal to survive the colder season now. But we do have a decent surplus. What we could risk is keeping our material surplus so negative to keep it that way. And we are going to get 66 food. That puts us barely positive. Great. Great. We could keep it like this for the moment. In my eyes. We have 90 weeks of stockpile. So we wouldn't necessarily need to do the sawmills right now. Instead, we could consider doing something else. We could either do the heat insulation here, which makes the coal to heat stuff more efficient. If we find oil, we could also do the generator upgrade. We could go into worker shifts. No. Please, no. We could expand our Frostland stuff. So we do have the Frostland headquarter here. Territory threat level is decreased and exploration time is decreased massively as well. These are similar, but the merchant's effect is slightly less, while the forager effect is a bit better. We could get the base here to get more teams. There's no difference between them, right? It's 15 and 20. Okay, so they just have different outputs again. And this provides us more food. More output from Frostland deposits. Sky rays. More resources can be transported. Okay, we don't need that right now. City. We could go into housing blocks, which... Ugh, nope. We don't need more housing right now. All do maintenance. That's a new law. Ooh, unproductive do maintenance is also a law, but increases significantly the slightly increased efficiency. Or we go into a work compensation law. Trust for equal pay in exchange for heat stamp income. Or efficiency increases. Wasn't there something like the merchants wanting... Oh no, they would allow a productive outsiders right now. Okay, we don't do this. And the laborers. Heated commons. Huh. Research equal pay. Nope, 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 nope. Also not going to do this. And here, what do they want? Durable goods. Foraged additives. Maybe we should do the law for foraged additives next. Because getting some food during calm weather is a good idea before the storm will eventually hit. Later on. Oh, that's a very tough choice now. And we're also going to research efficient circuits here. I think we want to do both, though. Okay, let's do this one. And research efficiency bonuses, right? No, wait a sec, we get both these. Yeah. Let's do unproductive do maintenance work. Workers who do not meet their quotas must stay after their shift to perform machinery and infrastructure maintenance. Oh, that's evil. Oh, that's evil. Let's do this, though. Because then we can fix our materials problem through the back door here. Because we get multiple things from this. Okay, and... Yeah, we are lacking workforce now. So another thing we have to pass is the outsider law. So the question is, do we want to do this now, the outsider law? Although I don't really feel comfortable about it. I think we are going to do the food additive law here first. To do the forage additives and not the chemical additives. Although... Ooh. Negotiate. Mostly hesitant, mostly hesitant. We need 15 people of 56. I think let's risk it. I don't want to promise too much stuff here. Yes, easy.
The eyes have it.
The eyes have it. Awesome. And now we have a little bit of income. 16 forage additives. That's okay.
A law has passed
Not massive,
in the council.
but it's
Take
better than
heed.
nothing. Okay, so we have our thing here ongoing. We could... Oh no, we don't have workforce. I forgot. We could, however... So we need to free up 100 workforce here somewhere. Like this. And then we can build the stockpile here for fuel, which I think is a good idea. And then we can... we can't yet. We need to wait until this one is finished. And that will bring us back some workers, and then we can put this one up to full speed again. Okay, here we go. There we are. And we still have 200 left, so that one saved us a total of... yeah, 150 each. Nice. We got an event. Sue Miller, street urchin. Cindy Spa rent... got a governess, like she's gonna be a duchess or something. Okay, so... I'm not going to... Let's I get immediately sanctioned here on YouTube if I say this. Okay, we need a childhood regulating law. So maybe that's going to be our next law. We should explore them though. So what are they? City, society, right. Childhood here. Mandatory school or family apprenticeship. Mandatory school sounds great. I also want to, if we can, build another research institute to speed up our research, but we don't have the workers currently. So we do need another law or something. Oh, we get the unproductive maintenance law. No, wait a second, that doesn't decrease... Yeah, that doesn't do what I thought it does. Okay, so we do have 3 laws to do. Ooh. Crime is growing. No common rules. Common rules? What are common rules? The no outsider thing. Yeah, okay, maybe we should do this next here. And the colder season has started. And now we can use the new heat interface here to see how things are doing. And what we can see here is that these ones here are still livable due to the fact that we got this heat pipe watch thing. But this one here is now freezing. So we are going to put it to chilly at least. Livable. Resource deposit nearly depleted. Livable as well. I think this is fine to have it chilly. Ay, ay, ay. I don't want to waste coal. I want to keep going up with coal. So what can we do? Oh, we need more prefab soon. So we could build an industrial district to make them. But for that we would need to dig down here. That would give us disease as well. Or we make another district over here, as I mentioned earlier, to produce prefabs here. Or even over here to get the heat benefits. Tough choice. Tough choice, tough choice. I think we go into the geothermal area because it's more efficient that way. Okay, next law. Not law, but technology. I think heat utilization should be the next one. So we can...
Steward.
Efficiency circuits, yes. Yeah, efficiency circuits is the right call here. Because we have code problems. There are efficiency circuits here. There we go. Done. So the next law will be the productive outsider thing. Oh, we get population growth. Oh no. We don't have more people. It will only make everything worse. It's stable on minor. Okay, so maybe it's not that urgent. Okay, what to do here? It would fit perfectly in here. So maybe we do this.
The delegates
Because it would save us some
proposed
coal.
a new law for the council's consideration.
Okay, and we have to... Oh, we automatically got selected on this one. Here we need to negotiate. They want this, has active promise, mostly against. So we do need to talk to the laborers here to vote for. Come on. Equal pay? Nope. Okay, all of this is out of the question. So we do not... So we are not going to negotiate here. So let's vote. Let's hope this goes through. Whew.
The votes
Ah.
are in.
It's not even
The
close.
measure passes.
And our demand for materials has declined tremendously. And our food surplus is up to 28. Nice. And we do have 54 coal surplus. Of course, we do have a problem with the coal mine though, because it's going to... In 80 weeks, it's going to be gone. So we could now increase the temperature here again. And we should also do the same here. Yes, perfect. And now I'm considering to expand this thing here to get more people for our explorations. Even though that's going to use all our workforce that we have. But it's fine. What should happen? So efficiency circuits is ongoing. That should save us coal as well. And we got more people. So, the city growth. 1,199 more people live in the city. The problem now is we need more housing from this. So either we build a new housing district or we expand the existing ones. And expanding costs us 50 heat stamps, 50 prefabs. We would need to do this 4 times because it gives us 5 shelter. The alternative is to build a new housing district. Ooh, that only costs 40 money. Ugh. So how about we do a new housing district? We wanted to do the industrial district down here. And I think I want to stick to that plan. So we have to make another one here in the open. So we are going to... So this one should get expanded eventually in this direction. So we have something like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then it could get both benefits of hubs here and here. If we were, for example, to place a heating hub down there. We don't have the prefabs for anything right now. Great, 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 great. Oh, wait a second. Do we have enough prefabs to make... yeah, we should. Ooh. I need to change that plan here. First, we need to make sure that we have the industrial district in place. Why is that only 3 tiles now? I thought we had more than 3 here. Ah, I mistook this one. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to do this 4 tiles here for a future district. No, wait a second. We can just do this one here. Yes. So we just cut this one. And this one still has 9 weeks to... Okay, no. Oh, we found a source of oil. So, let's see what we found in the Donner Passage. We found here tar pits. The pool of dark snow marks where oil has naturally risen to the surface. Our crews must be careful to harvest the precious fuel without exposing it to the heat of their lamps or torches. An outpost here could increase our supply by 100 oil until the deposit of 160,000 oil is depleted. Okay. We found an old village. A long deserted village, some houses painted cheerful red, the snow dusted with flakes of paint. The charred remains of the village temple loom over the ornate town square. The word Fimbulwinter painted in red over the ruins. The scouts cannot tell if anyone was inside when it burned. Our scouts found a pile of coal in one of the cellars. The village structures themselves are decayed, but they could be mulched into sawdust and other materials. Ooh, we got 50,000 coal and 50,000 materials. Oh, yes. And here we would get a new map marker. So... yeah, okay. Now. We would get 50,000 coal. Our stockpile is 100,000, so we can take this. Take the resources. And we still have 10 left. Now the question is, will we continue here? Or requires 20 and it will be dangerous? Nope. There's 25 here as well. 25 here as well. 10 here. Possible findings. People. So quiet lowlands nestled between hills or mountains. Offering some respite to travel amidst the rugged terrain. Present little challenge for exploration. We can find Frostpunk dwellers, cores and coal here. But takes 18 weeks. I don't think so. Instead, we go here, 15 weeks and 6 days. Let's first explore this one here. And now, that's going to really help us out here. Okay, this is fine though, so we can make the housing district first. I made a mistake there by being too... oh, wait a second, that's... this will be expanded here, then we go like this, yes. Perfect. Yes, okay. Let me think for a second again. In this one will cost us materials though. Right? Oh no, housing does not have materials upkeep. So it's fine to make a new district. We got another 5 Frostland teams, but we have to wait until the resource transfer is complete. And there we go. And now we are up to 76,000 coal. And we are not going to attach this oil source because we can't use it yet. But instead we are going to go into the valley here and explore this. So we have 2 explorations ongoing and see what that will yield. And so this will be solved. Food is fine. Materials is okay-ish. We do have... Oh, we went over stockpile apparently. So maybe we should make another stockpile here. We need more prefabs for this. So let's do this. Can we decrease this even further? I don't know. Does that work? I'm confused. Would that work? Would that actually work? I mean, we can test it, right? Let's see what happens. If this one goes down, we know it. Ooh. Keep the warmth. District temperature. We have received multiple complaints from citizens that the districts have grown colder of late. Everyone keeps coming to me to complain, but there ain't much I can do. Last checked, it's Stewards. It's the Steward who's supposed to keep us warm. Complain at the furthest technician. Cold is a serious concern for our citizens. We ought to take action. Yeah, we're going to... We could go here and distribute what we got. We can do this. So we burn some coal for a short time. However, we are going into a warm season anyway. So that's not a problem. And there we are. Warmer season has begun. Efficiency circuits. When can we take money again? In 2 weeks. Nice. There we go. Housing is solved, food is solved, materials is solved. Everything is nice. And did that really work? Yes, it worked. Oh, crazy. So we have reduced the workforce requirements here massively. So that one, extraction and industrial districts, yes. Yeah, we went from 600 down to 360. That's... wow. So maybe we should have optimized even better with the district placement here. It's because this one, this tile here could have been here. But it doesn't matter right now. I know below there is the... below there is the unlimited... yeah, okay. That was the reason for it.
Dispatch gift boxes to the Steward by post to avoid unnecessary queuing.
Okay, what to do? Do we want to go here or do we want to build here? I think we still... The problem is we would burn a lot of workforce down there, but we could expand it later on.
Council session.
Yes. So, new tech, new law. Afterwards we finish this episode and continue next time. We need to do the outsider law. We also need the children thingy. I'm leaning towards mandatory school. And the... And we do the outsider law afterwards. Right? Right? So let's do the kid law first. Because that will provide us with research speed, which is always useful. So do this. We have to negotiate though. So let's talk with the merchants first, because we probably align Yes, research and hold vote efficiency bonuses. I definitely want this. So accept. And so we vote 51 already. Yes, vote. Oh, we could have asked someone if they want mandatory school. I forgot about this. Yeah. Mistake. And now we can do the research immediately for efficiency bonuses. Ooh, heating hub installation. Heating hubs require 30 less heat. Oh boy, that's a lot. Scroller containment. Oh. Oh, these are all nice. But let's do worker compensation first. We go into efficiency bonuses here. Even though we have to also vote on that law eventually. So we are now diminishing on crime. And this resource deposit is gone in a week. And then we have to find an alternative for this. There we are. So now we can get rid of this one here. And we have to place a new industrial district. And I think we are going to do it down here. What? You would get 1.5? Why? Oh, we get an adjacency effect. Oh, that's why it's blue. Ooh. Okay, does it change something? Ah, yeah, we should have considered that. Oh, so much stuff we learn. Okay, so blue means we get an adjacency effect. Or a heat bonus here. So we could do something like this. Maybe we should break free. 1, 2, 3. One, two, three, 4. So like this. Then we get also an adjacency effect. Whew. Wait a second. So 1. No, oh wait, we don't get an adjacency effect here. Okay, let's figure that out. So this would be 1 temperature. And we could get more if we go in this direction here. So I don't want to use up all the tiles from... Yeah, we're going to find this out next time. But we can definitely improve on our things here. So, and this one... I don't... No, yeah, this one provides also an adjacency effect. So we maybe could have put housing next to this for heating bonuses. Which also means that this one should get quite some heat bonuses, right? Heat pipe watch and 1.5 from adjacency effects, yes. Because we have 4 tiles next to the other one here. And 2 adjacencies effects here, but apparently these don't stack here. So, but also this means that this one doesn't get one, right? Yeah, because it already has one here, but we could have done these here, and then they would have gotten an adjacency effect. Ah, okay, I'm getting slower, I'm getting smarter by the minute here, how this works. And also we can now save. This is all warm now. I think we can go down to livable. This is all getting quite some heat here. Yes. So we have a massive surplus of coal now. Okay, interesting. that's something that has definitely changed from the last iteration I played. So we should have made these ones adjacent from the beginning. I know that there is a repurposing tool here, so we can adjust areas, but it costs heat stamps and prefabs to do, and we are not that rich. But what we could do... Yeah, we should have done this one around here. Okay, so the design of district is maximum proximity and then leave small gaps for hubs here. Because as we saw, they stack on the base value of the district. So we get here minus 240. And here we... Wait a second. Is that also counting in the building? We got 25% from that one thing. 25% of... And it's only 150, and the other one must be 30 or something. Yeah, so we only get it from the base value. Yeah, base modifier. Because else the sum would be 33%. That doesn't make sense. It only goes in steps of 5%. Yeah, but still. Okay. So, going back in our thoughts, we could do later on the technology for the heating hub, which goes down to 30 heat requirements, so it only needs to provide 1 heat level somewhere, and it's already worth it, more or less. I mean, it increases materials demand, but materials are easier to get. So we are fine on coal for the moment. And the... Maybe we shouldn't have done the materials hub here and instead made a second extraction hub or something. Because we need more stockpile for fuel. We only have 100k, that's not enough. Well, we are going to leave it here. So much stuff to do and so much stuff to improve on. So, see you in the next episode where we continue forward into the next 2 cold crises here. So everybody is going to freeze more and more.